Dive. We look into India's music industry's trends, the disruptions, and the road ahead. Joining me now is Mr. Kumar Taurani, who is the Chairman and Managing Director at Tips Music. Mr. Taurani, thank you very much for joining us on Deep Dive. This industry has transformed in the last 2 decades in a multiple way because you have digital now coming in, you have audiences which are new and they move from a linear to a digital medium. How have you seen this transformation for the music industry?
I think whatever happens is for good. I think now every customer, earlier when we used to sell cassettes and CDs, so there was a limited customers we used to have. Whenever if you want to listen a song, so you have to go to some music player and then only you can listen the song. Now everybody has a music player in their hands, and whenever you want to hear any song or any video you want to see, you can see. So that's a big difference and advantage music business or content business has.
How have you seen, monetization of music play out over the last 5 to 10 years, especially because of the digital era which has come in?
Yeah, of course, business has been good because when we used to sell cassette CDs, suddenly in 2002-03, there was a jerk happened. Suddenly there was an MP3 CD came, which was giving you 200 songs, 300 songs, and we used to sell CD, 7-song CD for 200 rupees, and that 200 song CD you are getting for 50 rupees, pirated one. So that actually collapsed our business. Physical business, and then there was a FM radio entry happened in our business. So one very nice, attractive lady talking nicely with the audience and playing music also. That was a very fancy thing for Indian customers. So even people were listening our CDs in cars, they also stopped. So that actually these two things killed our entire physical business. And we waited for a few years, okay, let's see what happened. There was no business at all. Then in 2006-07, mobile companies, Airtel and Vodafone, that time, they came up with the solution that we can offer your music like a caller ringback tone, CRBT, and you please allow us. So we allowed them, and at that time, in 1 to 3 years time, market was 8,000 crores. They used to make 8,000 crores. They only give it to us only 800 crores because of our internal fights and all labels. Okay, I will sell you first. I'll sell you first. But ultimately, 700 business started happening. Then Indian apps came, Ghana, Wink, Savan, YouTube came in. Slowly, business picked up. And then best thing happened was 2016 when Jio slashed the data prices. That was really a good takeoff for entire content business, I feel.
Interesting you spoke about, how the industry has moved through ups and downs. Let's take up one by one the monetization platforms like social media, YouTube or Facebook or any other medium where you have been able to, monetize the music. How has that monetization process been for you?
Yeah, I think business is good. But because of less competition, we need more players in the business, and also public people. We Indians, I feel, they have a habit of listening free music. ऐड आ रहा है ना तो चलेगा, मैं ऐड देख लूँगा यार, मेरे को पैसे नहीं देने, 100 रुपये नहीं देने म्यूज़िक के लिए. तो आई थिंक विच इज़ लिटिल सैड. पीपल शुड पे. अगर आप म्यूज़िक सुन रहे हो तो आप प्लीज़ सब्सक्रिप्शन करो एंड पैसे दो. तो उसमें आर्टिस्ट, कंपनी, सब पूरी लॉन्ग चेन है जिनका एडवांटेज होता है, कब तक आपको फ्री दे सकते हैं. तो दैट इज़ नाउ एट लास्ट 1-2 years एवरी प्लेयर इन द प्लेटफॉर्म बिजनेस जो म्यूज़िक आगे बेचते हैं, दे आर ट्राइंग कि वी कन्वर्ट इनटू अ सब्सक्रिप्शन मॉडल कि people should pay. So they are pushing for that, and I think they are getting successful. I think there was an ad appear or an article appeared in the paper, 60% year on year Spotify is doing. So that's a very good news. And industry expects that next 4 to 5 years we will have around 5-7 crore people paying for music.
You spoke about monetization. We should also look at the content cost for you, because you are buying the music rights and then over a period of time it's part of your library and you're monetizing it. How has content cost moved up over a period of time for you?
It's very, very expensive now because of competition. Actually, in India, we need 2 to 3 players in the new content business. But suddenly we are 5-6 people. Everybody wants a content. So it's very expensive. So, but we are very selective. We are not here for bidding for all the films. We have our relationships in the business. And we have also our own company, Tips Films. That company makes films. And on the arm's length basis, we acquire music from them. At least we are assured that we will have a good quality music. Plus we create our own music. In the non-film music, we sign artists and we create our own music. Plus, we have a library of around 34,000 songs. We try to at least recreate our own songs into new music, new sound, around 15-20 songs a year. Target is that. So we are very properly placed, I can say.
Can you also give us a sense of the kind of the split between films, songs, which is the prime source of content for you, and artists which are there, because now you have artists who are not just singers but they are also entertainers on,
yes.
So how do you manage that kind of content, and what kind of costs are there for both the kind of music?
We do both. Whatever sales we feel ki, yeah, this artist, we want this artist, whatever top line artist we need, we record them. And we don't sign them as an exclusive artist. We just tell them, give us 2 songs, 3 songs, 4 songs, very limited songs we want. Many artists also want, like, let me give you one example. Diljit Dosanjh last year did a very huge shows. So in that shows, one of the shows in Dubai he was doing, he tried a song from my library, Khuda Gawa song, Tu Mujhe Kabool, Main Tujhe Kabool, and it was a massive hit. Then he performed that song in other shows as well, and he immediately called us, why don't we recreate this song? We did for him. We recreated that song. He already dubbed. In on the next few days or months we will release. In next 2-3 months we will release that song. We are making a video also. So these things happen. So we have a relationship with all the artists, and we are doing all those things. We have recently done Lucky Ali. There is another Kashmiri artist who did that Sayara music, Arsalan. We did him also. We are doing.
How do you, look at growth in this industry as a whole? Is the industry growing at a healthy rate for you to make profits?
See, till last year, I was telling my investors that we will grow. Tips will grow 30% top line, 30% bottom line, and touch wood we have done for 2-3 years. Earlier, we grown 30% plus top revenue, but bottom line was around 15-18%. But then 2 to 3 years we grown 30%. Last year I felt because there are so many Indian OTT platforms, they have shut shop. Like Ghana gone 100% on paid wall, Wink has shut the shop, Reso has shut the shop, Hangama also paid wall. So there was a lot of chaos. Then I told my investors we'll do 20%, 20% top line and 20% bottom line. But touch wood, we have declared our results on 23rd April. We have done 21% revenue and 31% we didn't pat.
It's interesting because, you spoke about domestic apps, and at the same time you spoke about how Spotify is doing it globally as well. Where do you think domestic apps failed? Were they not able to monetize this music much better? Or, they didn't have a business model to scale it up?
I think. See, if I think that way, there was 2 apps, Ghana and Sawan. They were earlier there were music apps. They had a future, but somewhere I think they lost the plot. Somewhere they gone for exclusive recordings, then they gone for a short content. So they have got confused and they have wasted a lot of money there. I feel they didn't focus on a core business. And then Sawan also tied up with Jio. Then Jio, Wink, they were having a mobile network. So their vision was to sell phone or a data, not the music. So that was also a problem. If they have considered music as a separate business, I think these 3 companies, Wink, Jio Sawan and that Ghana, it could have been a billion or 2 billion plus companies. Now, see, Spotify has an $80 billion company. So why can't Indian apps can be?
So you're saying that there's a business model problem.
Yes.
It was like a content versus a carrier kind of a choice which was given. If you're part of the carrier, you get the content free.
Yeah. No, content, see, why should I give you, tomorrow if you become a $2 billion company, why should I give you my content to make you 2 billion? If you are if you have that vision, then you have to pay me, na? Pay me and make your valuation.
And you think that today's consumer is willing to pay?
100% it will pay ultimately. See, there was a caller ring back on, as I told you earlier. It was an 8,000 crore business. At that time also consumer was paying 30 rupees subscription month-on-month basis. Whenever you are downloading a new song, you are paying extra 15 rupees. If you are keeping your old track as it is for the entire year, you are paying 360 rupees. Per month, 30 rupees you are paying that time. And all the people, house helps, office help, drivers, everybody was paying. Even today they are paying.
So, if you look at the digital business where the maximum audience is the younger your audience is, are you able to, monetize that audience much better this time? They're willing to pay for you, or is it still the free streaming which is more in favor?
No, free is still more. 80-85% is a free business, but I think next 5-7 years or it will around 25-30% will be a subscription and still 65-70% will be a free business. But long term, I think it will be a big business.
How do you look at licensing business here? We've seen how events have become very large. We've seen events now going to even smaller cities, and the ticket prices are much higher there in those smaller cities. How is the music industry able to monetize that?
See, anybody is using my music, he has to take my license. And we have two licenses if we want to do. There is some sound recording. As it is, you are playing my master and you are dancing or you are doing lip syncing. Or if you are singing, then it's a publishing kind of rights, which we also share with our artists. So we are making that money. I think today, in all the societies or companies put together, making around 400 crores. But it can be the way shows are increasing, and that Government of India, Prime Minister has said that we are going to give big support for this industry, and Government of India's vision is that we have to make this industry 50,000 crores in next 4-5 years. So if that happens, if 50,000 crores happen, so if you can say 10% कितना होता है 5,000
5,000
होना चाहिए.
So you're talking about the fact that the licensing can be a big trigger for the entire music companies in general. How easy it is to license and get the revenues? How do you do it? I mean, because there is always whether it's a small marriage or a party or whether it's in a small hotel or a big hotel, you have music which is playing. How do you ensure that you?
We have companies. Those companies have teams, societies. I think around 600-700 people are working in that space. So we have organization, and maybe the way business is growing, there will be more teams.
And as of now, how much you are earning from that licensing fee?
Entire industry is earning 400 crores.
And how big it can go? It can go up to 5,000, you say?
100%.
And that would be in how long?
7-8 years, 6-7 years.
And within that, what will be the role of tips? It means how tips will be growing?
I think if we do constantly the way we are investing, if we invest 20%, I think 10% can be our share, or maybe more, 12%, 10-12%.
And that's easy to do. I mean, easily available. You don't need to spend to get that money.
Yes. We can do that. I mean, now also all companies put together, there are 3-4 companies, PPL, RMPL, IPRS, Novex, 4 companies are there in that. And government has told us that you make a online license available. So all 4 companies put together created a Sangeet Dwar. They have created an online app. You can take your license online also.
And what will that give you? You select the songs and you will get...
No, you can't select the song. You have to buy you have to see the company. You have to see the company, and then you have to select which company I want to license and all that.
So it's a bundling of license.
Bundling, yeah.
And does the money get distributed equally to all?
No. Whatever, there is 4 companies, say a company like Novex, he is a licensee of Saregama, Tips, Yashraj and Z. So if you are taking his package, so he will give you at certain price.
Okay. And how much of that money gets translated to a music company like yours?
That Novex will come to us, and then he will give us lump sum amount. We sell him lump sum. You pay us this much, and then now it's your luck. You make profit or loss, it's your headache.
So it's, you basically buying in bulk, they're buying in bulk and you get a fixed thing. But it's not event to event, which is
No, they are doing event to event, but we are getting lump sum money.
What about live events? You spoke about the fact that artists and all are, you spoke about Diljit Dosanjh also here. How big is that opportunity for the music industry?
Actually, it's a very, very big business, but it's not a music business. It's a different business. It's an event business. Few companies are doing that, but we are not into that event business. We are very focused on music business.
And when you do, tie-ups with artists and artist ecosystem, can music companies also create that ecosystem and be part of it to monetize it?
We can do that. It's not extended our business, but we feel it's a lot of headaches are there in that business. So we felt let's focus on our own business, music, and create music. Our main business is creation of content, which has a long value, I feel. But every company has their own vision and every company has their own feelings.
How do you look at music from a geography point of view? You have Hindi music, which is a large part of it, and then you have the regional musics, which are also emerging because you have new artists coming from every region now. How do you look at the role and the contribution of that regional music or the southern music, which as part of the overall industry?
See, we have a catalog strength of around 38,000 songs. Among that, around 13,000 is Hindi and 25,000 is 25 languages, other languages of India. So we have all the languages, content in all the languages. But I feel the other languages are really become, because of this digital increase in the business, artists are really, they want big monies, which we can't afford. So we are now, at present, we are focusing on Hindi majorly.
And you're seeing good traction for southern music at this point in time?
Yeah, South is doing well. Earlier we used to do a lot of South music, and we re-entered. I think 3 years back we re-entered with Mani Ratnam, A.R. Rahman film PS1, PS2. We have re-entered and we bought many rights. But that time also there was I paid actually double for that music.
You think the southern music has a higher music right value as compared to the Hindi music?
In some cases, yes.
And why is that so?
It's the producer's demand. I feel that my music is such a big thing. I want this much money. So we can't argue on that.
Is it also a reflection of the content? Because in the last 3 to 4 years, you've seen more successful southern movies as compared to the Hindi movies?
No, it's not like that. There was 3-4 films got suddenly successful from South. So it is a news spread that South movies are doing better than Hindi. But it's not like that. It's the same. Hindi भी 4-5 चलेंगी, South भी चलेंगे. Some failures are here also, some failures are there also. It's the same thing.
How do you see monetization from global platforms like YouTube? There has been a slowdown in YouTube, and in your case also, I think there is a slightly slowdown which is coming in, and you're renegotiating it with YouTube there. How's that platform, global platforms like a Meta or for that matter YouTube or Google, when you deal with those platforms, how are you able to monetize your content there?
Yeah, see, as far as Tips is concerned, My company, we are doing well. My repertoire is very young repertoire, catalog, whatever we have created from 88 till now. It's very young music. So it's really doing well on all the platforms. Earlier we used to our target was to increase 30% year on year we should grow, but now we feel ki because of these issues we are saying ki 20% we will have growth. So, but I think there will be a time, suddenly you will see again big jump will come. Plus, some say in case YouTube is not performing so well, so there is another stream that will perform. Spotify will perform better. Spotify will have a many subscription increasing is there happening. Instagram is doing very well. So there is balancing happening.
So, so in the end, if you look at it, then distribution platforms is the key to monetization for our music company, right? In that sense, which are the distribution platform which is really working for Indian music companies?
I think YouTube is doing good, and whatever we say, YouTube is not doing well or whatever we say, but still YouTube is 40-45% of the market. Now, whatever music company in world they are making from YouTube. So YouTube is there, Spotify is there, Jio Savan is there, then there is a Instagram, TikTok, international, YouTube Shorts.
And you are able to monetize YouTube Shorts and Instagram much better. And you know what we hear always is that the big platforms or the big platform like a YouTube or for that Google or a Meta, they don't pay much to content creators. How are you managing it?
See, wo to jhagda, you know, every business has that fight. So that's normal. Chal, theek,
but how much do they give you in percentage time?
See, that was initially there was fights, but now internationally, whatever international companies are getting, we are getting that. So there is no fights now. It's settled.
What about Indian music going global?
Very nice, very good.
And how are you monetizing and distributing it?
These companies, like Spotify is available in 200 countries, YouTube is available in 200 countries, Instagram is also available. So we are making money from entire world.
So you are able to, you don't need to have a separate tie-up. Is it only one platform and you get access?
For digital business, we have given our content to Warner Music to you to deal on our behalf. So he's doing contract with YouTube. They have a billions of dollar contract with all these companies. So we are part of that.
How much digital revenue is around 70% out for you, right? At that point in time. How much Warner brings in for you?
In totality, from my 100% business, Warner gives me around 25% business, 25 to 30% in between that.
And is it growing on a healthy scale, higher than your overall growth?
That 20% what I'm calculating on for all the, sometimes Warner will grow 15% or maybe sometimes Warner will grow 25%, here growth will come less. So on overall basis, I calculate that.
What is the next frontier for the Indian music industry? We've seen a move, the entire cycle of from being, LP players to cassettes, to CDs, to VCDs, DVDs, to cloud. What is the next frontier for?
And you're talking about new technology?
New technology and new distribution.
I think this technology will sustain. But our money making will happen from three things. I think we can have a huge monies we can get. One is subscription. So subscription can be a very big for music business. Plus there is this short content. Apps like YouTube Shorts, Instagram, those apps, TikTok, if TikTok coming back to India, that can be a very, very big business. Every person now, if you have Instagram, you must be seeing 100, 200 videos a day. So if you are seeing 100 videos, and if tomorrow Instagram says, "Yaar, you have to pay 500 rupees for so you won't say no. You have to pay. Ultimately, you will initially maybe for 2-3 months you won't pay. You say, "Nahi, mujhe nahi dena." But ultimately, it will hurt you. Yaar, something I'm missing from my life. So you will pay. So we will also get a share of that. And then there is as I told you earlier, that show business events happening, big events happening. So our public performance revenue will increase big time.
So this three venue is where the music industry is going to see the grow.
Yeah.
Mr. Taurani, it was a pleasure talking to you today. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.